Hello, everyone. It's Maria Turner, the Executive Director from the Fond du Lac Area Women's Fund, coming to you again with another edition of Project Table Talk. I am joined today by co-facilitator Erin Flood, who is a member of our Board of Directors, as well as our special guests. Today we have Rhianna Zuleger and Nicole Krause from ASTOP Sexual Abuse Center, who are one of our integral partners in the Fond du Lac Says No More initiative, as well as Stephanie Sharpe, a survivor who is bravely joining us today to share her experiences and insights from the perspective of someone who's received services through ASTOP. Today, in preparation for April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we'll dive into the sensitive topic of sexual assault and abuse, while also providing insights as to how people can get help, the help that's available here to local Fond du Lac County victims. I should note before we go too much further here that today's episode may trigger abuse survivors. So I want you to be aware of that and to please proceed with caution if this could potentially trigger you and you would need help with those feelings. So, with that, everyone, big welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. And we are just going to get right into it. Steph, I'd like to invite you to share with us first a little bit of your story in terms of what happened to you and what help you were able to receive from ASTOP.
Um, I think it goes way back to my childhood. Some early grooming when I was younger. My brother hypnotizing me when I was a teenager. Just several things. As a teenager, relationships with boys. Not listening to the no. Um, and then even as an adult, getting into more of the verbal abuse or picking partners that are narcissistic and um, things like that. Um, but what really, um, like a memory that I had that really like was an aha moment for me was when I was standing out in the pouring rain on this guy's porch, pounding on his door and just begging, like begging me, let me in. He had sent me a text saying we were finished. It was like there was no explanation, no, and he had done this a few times before. And then he always comes back with a little gift and sweet talks me, and I go back, and it was like a repeated cycle of garbage. And um, I'm just standing out there in the pouring rain, and I'm like, what on earth? Like, what am I doing? Pounding on this guy's door, begging him to let me in. And I'm not even positive just because his truck's in the driveway that he's even at home. And it's like, um, yeah. So let me see here. Yeah, I'm just in a panic attack and just go. I need help, and I can't live my life like this anymore. It's sad, and um, so I knew that he wasn't going to change, and I just wanted to change and hoped I could. So I sought out some counseling. I ended up at ASTOP. So um, started out with counselors, joined small groups, and one of the small groups, started out. People kind of came and went in the beginning, so I don't know if we started it a couple of times, repeated the first few chapters, or what. But um, what really got me was by the end of it, there were like three of us that continued to go on a regular basis. And those three, when it was the end of the group, I'm like, oh, I just broke out. I'm like, I cannot imagine going through the rest of my life without you girls. I just don't know what I'll do. So we set up like lunches. We started like meeting every other week for lunch. Then we started doing things like going to Noah's Ark and um, tubing on the Wolf River. We went to Door County, just day trips around places. And we still, after like 15 years, enjoy each other's company. So we'll be meeting for dinner on Saturday. So yeah, we just love each other. Um, so I've done lots of other things at ASTOP. Horse therapy. Um, the first horse therapy I did long ago was, yeah, such a great experience. Bonding with my horse and then having a ceremony at the end where we released, some traumatic event from our life. And I was able to really let go of something. And by the end of the program, I just found this strength. We were given like pick a stone or something. So I picked a stone, and just holding that stone, it was like there was an inner piece of me before all this trauma that I could, like, yeah, I remember that strong, independent girl. Like, so I just gained so much strength from that. And many different book series, book groups, book studies, making collages, um, uh, yeah, video series. Brene Brown, I love her. So inspiring. But, and the yoga. I mean, there is. They even have. We can go for yoga, and some of those. I come home, and if I'm feeling like, oh, the tightness in my shoulders, I'm just feeling so, I will do a few minutes of yoga. Some of those really easy stretches that they taught us to do, and um, wrap around the Capitol events. There's programs there too, where we learn breathing or tapping, and I practice those things. I mean, they're so helpful sometimes when you just need to, maybe you do have a trigger and you just need to refocus and get back in the moment. Um,
Steph, Stephanie, can I jump in for a second? Um,
sure.
I'm just listening to the things that you're talking about. And first of all, thank you for sharing your personal story with us. I'm very inspired by several things. And one is like the honesty of that moment when you're standing on the porch and you think like, this is not the life I want to live. I know that there's more out there for me. And
Mhm.
so that bravery that it took in that moment to know that deep down you were worth more than how you were being treated it's incredibly inspiring, and I know that people hearing your story will be inspired by that, and I also think how amazing it is that our community has these resources that you described. These are resources that everyone could benefit from, that mind body connection, learning skills to cope with past trauma or to talk ourselves through difficult situations. And the the fact that you were able to build a community of support to go forward with for people
Yeah.
that understand, I mean, that what a gift that is. That's incredible. So, and you said for 15 years you've kept in touch now with that group of women. That's those friendships that you've created, that support network that you've created is incredible. And I think, I mean, to be really honest, most people in adulthood have trouble finding supportive friendships that do last that long. So how incredible that you formed that. And Nicole, just to transition a little bit, can you tell us, looking at or hearing a little bit about Stephanie's story, can you just give us an idea of the scope of the problem in Fond du Lac County, individuals coming for services annually, how the services are broken down, what you're seeing kind of on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. ASTOP sees about 300 unduplicated clients from Fond du Lac County every year. We receive about 400 crisis calls. We have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week crisis line. We do counseling, which Stephanie has talked about. We see about 128 clients a year for counseling, and these are just Fond du Lac County. Our justice system advocacy, which includes going to court, assistance with restraining orders, and interviews with the DA's office, and other things, we see about 79 clients a year. Personal advocacy, which is accompaniment to SANE exams, which is the sexual assault nurse examination, and law enforcement interviews, as well as case management. We see about 240 clients a year. Just to give you an idea about demographics, 17% of our clients are 12 and under. 15% are between the ages of 13 and 17, and 68% are 18 and older. 81% of our clients identify as female, and about 16% identify as male. So that kind of gives you an idea of the scope of the problem in Fond du Lac County.
Wow. Nicole, I think, one of the things that prompted the Women's Fund to get involved in the Fond du Lac Says No More initiative was hearing these types of statistics and realizing that we could, be a support and do more in terms of raising awareness to the problem here in Fond du Lac County. And, the numbers you're sharing just totally reinforces that. I don't think a lot of people realize just how many individuals are affected by sexual assault and sexual abuse. And, those numbers only scratch the surface. There's so many unreported cases that may never, come to light. So knowing that piece too, part of the awareness is to let those individuals know that there is support available to them. So hopefully they can come forward to get those types of services. So Rhianna, a big part of what keeps all nonprofit agencies going, the programming that Nicole outlined in terms of being able to support all of the victims that come to you, raising awareness, what we're doing here today, as well as lots of things that you do personally as an agency, and also raising funding. So April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it's a prime time that a lot of programs like yours do a lot of work surrounding building awareness and fundraising. So can you tell us all the things that ASTOP and any of our community partners are planning on doing with April coming up here in Fond du Lac County?
Yes. How much time do you have? There's a lot going on, and it's exciting. And this is the excitement. I love getting to talk about all the fun things that we're doing. So first off, I want to recommend that if people are interested in our events, please follow us on Facebook. You can find us at ASTOP Sexual Abuse Center, or on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ASTOP_Inc. INC. And that's where we're going to be posting the majority of our events that are taking place, any fun stuff that we're doing. We are participating in a 30 days of SAM, so Sexual Assault Awareness Month contest through the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. So we'll have posts all month long to try to get people, aware of the services that we have and join us in the events that we're doing. So couple things that are going on all month long. We are partnering with Blue Door Coffee Company in Campbellsport. So they're another great supporter of ASTOP as well as other nonprofits. If you haven't been there, I recommend. It's one of my favorites. It's like a cute little coffee shop. They literally have a blue door, hence the name. But we were actually chosen as one of their partners. So all of their proceeds are going to come back to us for the month of April, which was the perfect time, hence Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So any purchases that are done there, those proceeds are going to come back to us. So with partnering with them, every single Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Blue Door Coffee, there is going to be someone from ASTOP that will be there to provide resources, talk about our services, even just be there for, if people are reading things and say, oh, I need to talk to someone, I need some support, we'll be there for that. I will be there most of them. So if you want to come see me, I'm going to be there. But we are also going to be doing a cash raffle all month long. So that is going to be something really great that we've done not ever before in the past. So this is a first time thing for us. But to purchase those tickets, you guys can give us a call, stop by our office. But basically, people can purchase a ticket and then pick a day during the month of May to place their money on. And they can either win $25 or $50 each day and then win $500 as a grand prize. So that's exciting. But we're selling those tickets all month long in April. Then individual days that are going on Tuesday, April 6th, that is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month Day of Action. So we request that people wear teal and post a picture onto our Facebook page. I noticed you were wearing teal. I love that. I was like, yes, Maria's always on with colors. But we're also doing a trivia night at 6 o'clock. So that's going to be a virtual trivia night. We do ask that if people are able, they provide a donation. It's not required, it's just optional. We did one back in October for a different fundraiser, and now it's time to do one again. So we're going to do that on the 6th. You can either find that event on Facebook or again, give us a call, send us an email, and to get registered for that. Then on Monday, April 12th, we actually are starting a fundraiser with Ferris Popcorn Company here in Fond du Lac, and we're doing a popcorn fundraiser. So if you'd like to purchase some popcorn from us, they have great flavors. I love their popcorn. It's fantastic. They make great gifts, so be aware of that. On Thursday, April 22nd, we're doing a Denim Day like decorating event. So Denim Day takes place at the end of the month. And that is a very special day to all of us, really focusing on consent and how clothing does not equal consent. So to find out more about Denim Day, I don't want to take up all our time today, but we'll be having posts about that on our Facebook page. People can also check out denimdayinfo.org to find out the Denim Day story. But that denim decorating is going to be taking place at Blue Door Coffee Company from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, we'll have all these events on our Facebook. And then throughout the month, we've partnered with Moraine Park Technical College to provide like these lunch and learn sessions on 3 Mondays during the month of April. And that's also in collaboration with the Prevention Education Committee. And so we will be featured on Monday, April 26th to talk about consent and Denim Day and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And then finally, on Wednesday, April 28th is Denim Day. So that's a day that we can wear jeans to spread awareness for survivors, provide support, and spread that awareness about consent. So again, follow us on Facebook to find out everything that's going on. It's a little bit more organized on there. Our general email is astop@astop.org. And then our phone number is 920-926-5395. And that's also our crisis line that Nicole mentioned earlier. So lots of fun things to come. I hope everyone can join us. It's going to be awesome.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, oh, you weren't kidding with everything that's going on. And I got a little head start on the wearing teal. That's
yes. I love that.
Yeah. So, just hearing everything that you have planned, I commend you. That's a huge undertaking to pack that all in 1 month. And I know what the virtual world and post COVID has created for nonprofits in terms of trying to come up with unique ways to be able to continue to spread the message and also raise money. So great work, ladies, for what you're doing in that vein, both building awareness as well as all those fundraising activities. So Stephanie, I'm overwhelmed by hearing all the great work that ASTOP is doing to help survivors in the community. You, as a survivor who's utilized their services in the past, what are your thoughts on everything that's going on to help local victims today?
I'm really glad. I'm really glad for everybody who supports any of those events. It's just amazing, and I'm because it's helped me so much. So I'm looking forward to getting some popcorn. Definitely.
Yay!
So, and I'm sure I'll probably take care of some participate in some of those denim days. So that'll be fun too. So
One of the things that I just wanted to interject about here is that it's so wonderful, Stephanie, to hear and see the healing, right? You're able to smile again. You're able to share how you connected with these women that you did group with. And I think when victims are in the middle of the chaos and not at a place of healing, part of what becomes so difficult and overwhelming is they think, will I ever get to a place where I can laugh and I can talk openly about this and I can have relationships that are healthy, right? And so it's great to be able to see the aftermath of what healing does, because I think a lot of times there's a disconnect in being afraid and feeling shameful to seek services because it just feels so big and it feels like you don't want to fail at this, right? And so you'd rather kind of just pull into your own shell, because of the fear of failure and because of the fear of being judged for what happened to you. And victims should never feel like it was their fault, right? So that's the first step, just overcoming that and seeking the services, because look at you, you're happy today, you're smiling. All of us are able to see that, and I just love that. So did anybody have anything else they wanted to add to this conversation? Erin, you were going to say something, I think, a minute ago.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's incredible to see what can happen when really passionate individuals choose a career to be servant leaders, and to lead with the servant's heart, and the impact that you can have on our community. Rhianna and Nicole, is really incredible. So I'm just thankful for all of your work and the services that you provide. And Stephanie, you're giving a voice to so many people that I think feel voiceless, and I just want to say thanks, because it's all of these voices working together that makes our community so special, I think. So I'm just grateful that you all came on today.
Me too.
You're welcome.
Me too.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that ends this edition of Project Table Talk, which is a part of the Fond du Lac Says No More collaborative effort that brings people in the community together through individual partner organization. I mentioned ASTOP is one of those. Solution Center, the domestic violence program here in Fond du Lac County, is another. Agnesian SSM Domestic Violence Services, as well as the Fond du Lac Police Department, have all been engaging with the Women's Fund since about 2017, 2018. Project Table Talk started at that time, and began with tables in various locations in the community. Today, we've evolved to this virtual setting, which I think has been, maybe even more powerful and effective in having these types of conversations, like we're sitting around the table, being able to bring this information out from the shroud of darkness, the shroud of shame, so that people can feel comfortable in knowing that resources are available in the community. So if you want more information about Fond du Lac Says No More and our collaborative initiative, you can check our website, which is fdlsaysnomore.org, as well as our social media pages. We're available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now here on YouTube as well. And we'll see you again. We're doing Project Table Talk the second and fourth Thursdays of every month, bringing together individuals from the community, generally powerful women like the ones that have sat here with us today, who run and make the nonprofits in this community very effective, but also, sometimes the men that are partnering and making things happen to advance our mission, which is to bring about bold change for women and girls of Fond du Lac County. So with that, if you have any ideas for topics you'd like to see us do in the future, fdlwomensfund@gmail.com is how you get a hold of me. And our next session will be Thursday, April 8th, and we will be welcoming guests from Fond du Lac County's Child Protective Services to help us learn more about the whole issue of child abuse and neglect. April is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, in addition to Sexual Awareness Month. And so we want to give them some time to educate us on that topic as well. So thank you all for joining us here today, and we will see you again soon.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.